But my first review today, we're going to be looking at the film Dumb Money. Shout out to Regal and their mystery movie program. So I went to see this mystery movie on Monday night, and it happened to be Dumb Money. And this film, you might have been seeing some trailers, going up for this one. But in this film, everyday people flip the script on Wall Street and get rich by turning GameStop into one of the world's hottest companies. In the middle of everything is Keith Gill, a regular guy who starts it all by sinking his life savings into the stock. When his social media posts start blowing up, so does his life and the lives of everyone following him. As the stock tip becomes a movement, everyone gets wealthy until the billionaires fight back and both sides find their worlds turned upside down. This is directed by Craig Gillespie. Not sure what else he's done without looking it up. I'm looking on here though. I got I, Tonya on here, Cruella showing up. So I don't know if he directed those or had some other type of participation in them. Finest Hours, Lars and the Real Girl, Fright Night 2011.
Yeah, he directed all those. Yeah, Lars yeah, those other two are pretty good. Yeah, I Tanya's a good film too.
That was good. I saw that one. And also I like Cruella as well, for real. And it seems like he's going to direct Cruella too whenever that comes out. So I might check that out too. And I did enjoy that Fright Night remake. A lot of people hated on that, but I had a good time with it. Matter of fact, we just covered that on Classes of Cinematics. And I was telling Bobby that he needs to watch that instead of being a tightwad and being mad that someone did attempt to remake it. And I'll tell you, probably like it, dude, because I think Colin Farrell did a great job as a vampire.
Farrell did a good job. Anton Yelkin, I hate that kid passed.
Yeah. And they remixed the stuff that was going on with the mom. They gave her a bigger role, too, in this version of it with Toni Collette. I think it was a good film.
One of the coolest things in that film is like when I guess Colin Farrell throws that running dirt bike at the car. Mm-hmm. I always thought that was like killer. And then David Tennant is in it as like a, I guess, Chris Angel type person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's real cool in that film. I really like that. Really like that film a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. So as far as what's going on with this thing for Dumb Money, with our cast, we got Paul Dano. He plays Keith Gill, the guru that everyone was following. Who kind of started this whole wave of getting everyone to pay attention to the stock. He's the one that observed that all these hedge funds and were shorting the stock, that he thought he saw value in it. I don't know if he actually saw value in it. The way this is portrayed is kind of, cloudy, but I feel like it was just a stock that he noticed that people were shorting, and it was something that he could get people behind. But basically, once people started buying it, the more buyers, that started shooting the stock up, and then the social media craze of it all went wild with this. We also get Shailene Woodley, who plays his girlfriend Caroline. We also get Seth Rogen, who plays Gabe Plotkin, who's running one of these hedge funds. We also get Pete Davidson plays Kevin Gill, his brother. Sebastian Stan is in this as well. He plays one of the owners of Robinhood, and that gets a little bit interesting. We also get America Ferrara, and let me see who else is in here. Talia Ryder. We also get Mahalia Harold. You might have seen her in the HBO Industry series. We get Nick Offerman also has a role in here. Anthony Ramos, he was recently in the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. We also get Vincent D'Onofrio. I can never say it, but he's my dude, man. Kingpin.
D'Onofrio, yeah.
Yeah, he's another one of the finance guys. He's got some cool stuff in this thing. And it goes on, man. A lot of characters, because a lot of the depiction is based on the everyday people that got involved in this. So we follow a bunch of people too who rise up as with Keith. You know what I'm saying? They're taking Keith's advice and investing in their own ways on the retail level and enjoying some success. So it pretty much follows the real life, up and down of this event that took place, a couple years ago. And actually, I made some money off of this too, man. Myself, messing around with this, and putting some money in the market and seeing it, grow up a little bit. So that was cool. But
I don't know who to truly trust on this right now. But at one time, when I didn't have a bunch of disposable income that I probably could have invested in this. I remember when that guy was saying this online, or was kind of hyping this online, and I should have took advantage of it.
But that's the thing though too, man. Depending on when you got into the hype, it could have been good or bad. Because for the most part, this film works, man. It's a really good ride. It's funny at times. It's not like super hilarious, but it's funny at times, and it's enough. I never got bored with it. But one of my criticisms of it is that we only have one character that has a negative impact, and even like it's America Ferrera's character, and even her negative impact isn't indicative as how bad it got for people. There were some people who got in this way entirely too late, and they lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a point. I mean, the thing, it rises up, maybe it plateaus a little bit, and at least the way this thing moves, and then it rolls up again. And depending on when you get in, buying in at when this thing is at $3, when this whole thing started, that's not going to hurt most people. You bought 100 shares at $3. All right, you lost $300 if it crashes out. But if you get in when it's 150 a share, and you threw like your life savings at that, it's helping to crash out, you could have way different results. And I don't think it does a good enough job as depicting the negative aspect of that. But I do like the fact that it does criticize some people, because it goes through the whole motions all the way up until the congressional hearings, which got a little interesting, especially when you look into the Robinhood guys and what they did to help the hedge funds, which was because most of the people were doing this through platforms like Robinhood, and that was the main thing. I think maybe they were like in the 80 percentile of people that were buying into this were using that, and all of a sudden you freeze it, so people's only option is to sell. You know what I'm saying? And instead of buying more, just to help the hedge funds out so they can recover and not stumble. I think one hedge fund or one company actually went down, because of this, but some of the even bigger ones had a lot invested in it. And by stalling like that, it allowed this stock to start its free fall. And also, I think there was a problem with people even selling at one point, which is even more messed up. So you see this thing trickling down. All right, it's time for me to get out, and you can't. And you're just watching your money turn into vapor, which is really messed up. And eventually, ultimately, I don't think any of these guys were held accountable. The Robinhood definitely wasn't, So
yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's just a start over the last couple of years to where, and I had a Robinhood account for the longest. It might have been. I want to say it might have been Regal or.
I remember AMC had stock they were trying to do the same thing with AMC.
Okay, because I had several stocks with AMC there, and then I had several on my Fidelity account.
There was AMC. There were like, there was a handful of them, and which also indicates a manipulation. All of a sudden, these handful of particular stocks that have been marked by these social media Wall Street bets types people were suddenly froze out, and you couldn't buy any. You couldn't, take advantage of them rising in value or anything. So that definitely speaks to market manipulation, if you ask me, man. And it kind of gave these financial institutions a bailout on the backs of these retail buyers, and that's the thing about this. The name of it is dumb money, because according to the financial sector, anyone who's investing on a personal level, like a lot of people do with apps like Robinhood, the Cash App, and even TD Ameritrade personal, stock purchasing thing. If you're not doing it through a firm or an ETF or one of these hedge funds like that, they consider you dumb money, and that's how they finance their whole entire business. It's based off the regular retail consumer just out here taking risks, because it's gambling. There's no rhyme or reason to this stuff. It's legal gambling on a crazy scale. But that's my only knock on this, man. It definitely feels like I don't think it leaned in enough on the blowback, the losses that people endured. Like there's documentaries about this situation where you see some of these like what the outcomes of some of these people, and it's sad, man. I'm talking about people living in their cars now and stuff like that, and it's messed up. And eventually, essentially, the guy that started this in the film, he disappeared. He took some money out, not all of it, but he still made millions of dollars, and he disappeared from public life. You don't hear about him no more. Nobody knows where he's gone. He went off the radar. So it's interesting in that. I think it's going to be a fun film to watch, but ultimately it's not one of these films that I think is good enough where I'll go back to it. I had fun in the moment of it, but after you see it one time, it's like boom. You know, there's not really a whole lot of memorable moments or one-liners or even speeches. You know, it's just it happens. It's good enough in the moment, but it's not something that I think you'll seek out to own it after you've seen it. You know. You know, but it's good enough. You know, it's a good time in the theater if you just want to go and see some. Put it this way, man. I've been going to a lot of these Monday movies, and most of them have been good, even the good ones. But nobody walked out. You know, once they saw what it was.
Have you ever been to one where people just
yeah, people walked out of Sisu.
Really?
Yes. So that's how crazy people's tastes are. But nobody walked out on this. It was funny because before the movie started, and I was walking in, and they had some Trolls promo running up, the new Trolls movie. And some dude was like, "Man, if it's Trolls, I'm getting the hell out of here." He said, "If it's Trolls 3, I'm getting the hell out of here." That cracked me up.
I think I would book on Trolls. Yeah,
I feel you too, man. I would have got the